Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. How is everyone doing today? It is gorgeous outside, guys. It's so beautiful. It's warm, it's sunny. It's just so nice. All right, guys. Today we are going to do a very bold makeup look for you. And this is going to be a look that I think people could use, even incorporate it into a Halloween look and or to a Halloween party. But it can also be worn out, but it's definitely going to be a much bolder eye look. So we'll see how it comes out. I found it on Pinterest under inspiration post. I post that I typed in, fall eye looks. So it's just one of those pictures I saw and I was like, oh, that's just something I want to try and recreate. So we'll see how it goes. It may turn out horribly, but it may turn out really good. So let's give it a shot, right? All right, today I am going to go in with the BeFit Tinted Moisturizer. And I'm going to go in with my primer, but I'm going to go in with the mattifying one, the silver tube. I think it'll be more appropriate for this look. So I'm going to use that one today. And a little goes a long way, guys. A long, long way. Okay. So let's get that out of the way. I'm like so nervous about doing this because I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out. It's a very, there's a lot to this look. So we'll see. I'm not used to doing such fancy looks. All right, so primer. If I was using a full coverage foundation, I would definitely let this sit a little bit longer, but we are going to just go in with the tinted moisturizer, so I'm not as concerned about not letting that primer sit for a good minute or so. So that was just a mess everywhere. Okay, let me wipe my hands. What a mess. What a mess. Okay, let's go in and put that on. I just cleaned my beauty blender. It smells so good. It's so clean. I love a clean beauty blender. Nothing like it. It's just so nice. Now, the tinted moisturizer, guys, you know the deal. Well, at least most of you do. It's going to give you light coverage. It is a tinted moisturizer, but it does give you coverage. And depending on how many coats you put on and what shade you use, you can get a little bit more coverage than you would with any other type of tinted moisturizer. I like it because it's very lightweight and it's really, really nice if you have dry skin. And it's a great everyday foundation for your skin. And it can be used as a base for any of our other foundations. It will just give you some added moisture and added coverage. So that makes an awesome base. Okay, so we are blended. I'm thinking of going and putting bangs on my hair, in my hair, not on my hair, in my hair, just to switch things up a little. I'm getting so bored with my hair, guys. I mean, it's getting longer and everything, and that's great, but I'm just really getting bored with it. I don't know. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to take the leap of doing it back to brown. That kind of scares me. So I'm not sure. I might just do some bangs, some fringe bangs, something like that. Okay, so let's see. I need my pressed powder in neutral medium. So this is our pressed powder, guys. Neutral medium is what I'm using. Now I washed all my brushes last night. So those are nice and clean. And I'm going to use this to set my eyes with. I haven't even thought about what lip look I'm going to do yet. I want to see how this eye look comes out first. And then I guess we'll go from there. Okay, so our eyes are set. Okay, so we are going to start off with our crease color. And for that, I am going to use, I think I'm going to start off with 102 in our pressed powder, okay? And I'm going to use that in the crease to start off with, because the color that's in the inspiration picture is kind of like a brownish orange that she uses in her crease to start building that look. So I think that's going to be a good choice. Yeah, I can already see this. Very good choice. And we're just blending that. And like I said, this is going to be a little bit more of an involved look than I'm used to. You know me, I'm into those simple eye looks. Easy peasy looks. This is not going to be easy, I don't think, or simple at all. But I think, like I said, it will be a really nice look for fall. And like I said, I think you could incorporate this into a Halloween look if you wanted to, depending on what kind of costume you were wearing. And maybe if you're not wearing a costume, this would be really pretty to wear to a Halloween party. Not that you're going to look like a clown or anything with this look. It's definitely a look that you can wear out in public without having it be Halloween related. Okay. So I'm just putting that in, making sure that's all blended. And making sure that our crease is dark enough, because we are going to build off of it. Okay, so we have that. Just make sure that that's blended nicely. All right, so now guys, what we're gonna do, this is where it's gonna start to get a little tricky. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use 2 cream eyeshadows, and then we're going to use a regular mono eyeshadow. So you're gonna need a couple of brushes for this. So you want to definitely have a couple of smaller brushes, like shader style brushes. Let's see. Not that type, but these I think will work. Make sure they're just clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is we're going to go in with the gold cream eyeshadow, which is Golden Shot, I think it's Golden Shot. And this is a cream based shadow. Okay, so you're going to start with the inner corner with the gold. And I am going to get one of my palettes just so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to start with that gold in the corner. And we're just keeping it on the inner corner. We're not going to go any further. Let me just wipe that a little bit. Okay. And we're just placing it right on the inner corner. Like that. And I'm kind of tapping it in. Sorry that I'm not talking as much as I normally would be, but I need to concentrate. Okay. So we have the gold in the corner, okay, which right now looks really weird because there's nothing else. And I'm just wiping a little bit of that off the bottom. I don't want it on the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to keep that one there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with Orange Pop, which is another cream shadow. And we are going to, let me just see something, guys. I think I already have one. I think I have an Orange Pop open already. I don't want to use a new one. A new one if I have it. Okay, I do. I thought I did. So let me, oh, sorry guys. Okay. Put that one back and use the one that's already open. Okay, so now we're going to go into Orange Pop and put that on our brush. And now we're going to put Orange Pop from that center point all the way to the end of our lid. And we want to connect and blend the orange with the yellow. And I have a hair that's in my way. And you just want to kind of blend those two colors together. And if you have too much of the shadow on your brush, just wipe a little bit of it off. The Orange Pop is very intense. And let me grab, I have a hair. Okay, that's better. I still feel like there's a hair there, but okay. So we have those two connected. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this eye and do the same thing before we start going in with any other color. Like I said, I'm pushing it down onto my lid because the gold is a little bit more sheer than the orange. And I want to make sure that that gold is going to show up. And if you get any on the crease, it's fine. We can go back in and put the color back into the crease. So that's not a problem. And just try to get it as even as you can to the other eye, as far as how far you're going over. Okay, so now we're going to go into Orange Pop again. And we're going to connect the two and bring it down on our whole lid from the middle of our lid. Bring it all the way to the end. And you just want to make sure that you're trying to blend the two colors together as seamlessly as you can. And again, guys, I'm so sorry for not really talking through this. But I figured the look is more important than me talking, since that's the purpose of the video, is to show the makeup look and not have to listen to me as much as looking at the look. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the gold. And I feel like I need just to put a little bit more. I feel like a little bit of it got taken away. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of going back and looking at it really well, making sure that I'm happy with it, that it's the color of intensity that I want. And that it's pretty much even. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my brush again now. Go back into that powder and go right into that crease again. And just make sure that our crease is nice and even, it's smooth, it's blended. And it's also going to help if we have any like jagged looking lines from the cream eyeshadow. That's just going to smooth everything out. And just keep going back, making sure that everything is the way you want it to be. Now, of course, guys, you know I have like old lady eyelids, so it doesn't come out as smoothly sometimes on me, the cream eyeshadows, because, you know, my eyelids are a little bit more wrinkly. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going in with my finger and smoothing that out. Because sometimes the brush is nice to put it on initially, but then I like to just go in with my finger and just kind of pat it down. And it just helps to kind of smooth it out a little bit. Okay, so now we have that. Now what they did is she put a liner in the crease. So we're going to do that. And she put black on the outer corner just a little bit. So now we're going to go in and we're going to do that. So let me get this out of my way for a minute so that I have some room to work. Okay. Keep that out because I will need it. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go into our smoky trio. And I am going to use the black from here. Now with that, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. I am going to dip in. But what I'm going to do is actually, before I do that, let me spray my brush a little bit. I'm going to spray my brush just a little bit because I don't want this black to fall out everywhere and ruin my look. So I'm just going to wet the brush a tad. Okay, then we're going to go into the black. And we're going to do just a little bit of black on this outer corner. Just on the outer corner. And then we'll go back in with the orange pop. Now I have really small lids, so for me, I don't have as much space on my lids as some people do. So for me, I have to kind of put the black on now, let it sit for a minute, and then I will go back in with the orange pop. And we're going to let that dry for a minute. I'm just going in with the brush, kind of patting it dry. And I'm letting it dry. Okay. Oh, my nose is so itchy, guys. I don't know why. Okay, so we have that drying. Okay, now we're going to go back in with the orange pop. And we're going to add a little bit more of that to the lid, because we did lose a little bit of it with the black. So we just want to add a little bit more back. And like I said, guys, this is like more of a intense, complicated eye look. It's not going to be like a look that's going to be like quick, quick, quick. It's going to take some time. And you can't like panic. You have to just take your time and really just really go with the flow. Because if you try to rush it, it's not going to come out good. Okay. So now I'm going in with that fluffy brush and just blending that out. So now we're going to go in and did I take this brush? I think that's the brush I used. I had to think about what brush I just used. Okay, so now we're going to go in and add that black. I don't like this brush at all. I really don't like it. I'll just use this one. Sorry if you can hear all that noise in the background, guys. I don't know what the hell my neighbors are doing right now. Like, honest to God, I just can't even. It's insane. I just don't know. Okay. So we have that. Let me just go in the black again. And like I said, guys, it's just a matter of patience and going back and forth with the brush and blending it. Blending, blending, blending. Okay, so I think that's pretty much blended. Now we're going to go back in with the orange pop. And we want to make sure that we are keeping it even with the other side. And try not to take it too far over. And if you do, you just go back in and touch it up with the black. Like I went a little too far over, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over a little bit further on this eye, because it's a lot easier to do it that way than to try to take away that black. And like I said, guys, it's the first time trying to do this look, so sometimes it's not going to come out exactly the way you planned it, and that's okay. Like, you just have to have patience. And that's okay if it doesn't come out exactly like you thought it was going to. So now I'm going to go in with that crease color again and go back into my crease. And that's going to help blend that black. Okay. And it's going to also help blend the cream shadows. And then I'm just going to go in with my finger onto Orange Pop. And add back a little bit of that color. And make sure that it is even. Okay, so now we have pretty much an even look. To our eye. Okay, so you've got the black on the outer edge, and if it's a little too harsh, all you have to do is go in with that same brush that you used on your crease, and it will soften it a little bit because you have the powder, and it will just blend it. Okay, so we have that. Now what they did was she went in and she did a line above with a glitter liner. So what we're going to do is we are going to do that in our crease. Because that's where she put it. Okay. So that's what she did. And let me try. It's a lot harder to do liquid liner on the opposite eye. Not as easy as it looks for someone who never uses liquid liner. Okay. So now, of course, hers came out a whole lot prettier, but nonetheless, it's still fun to try to replicate other looks. All right, now let me go back in to the Orange Pop because we got a little bit of that gold from the liner, from the crease liner now, mixed in from that glitter. And then I'm just going to go in with this cloth, but you really shouldn't be tugging on your eyes like that, so don't do as I'm doing. It's not good. Let me take my beauty blender, and I'm actually going to go in after with a little bit more foundation. I feel that we need a little bit more because this look is so dramatic. And then we're going to build up that crease glitter on the glitter on the crease right here a little bit more. Because it's a little bit thicker on this eye. Trying to see if that looks even now. Of course, one of my eyes is a lot more hooded, so that's always an issue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the orange pop underneath. Just in the corner. And we're connecting that to the black and to that glitter liner. So again, guys, I mean, this is definitely not something that you're going to wear out on the average typical day. This is definitely going to be like for a Halloween look, that if you're going, like I said, to a party, but you're not in a costume, or maybe you are in a costume, but if you don't want to get like dressed in a costume, this is going to be perfect. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that yellow, the gold again, and we're going to do that now in the inner corner of the lower lash. And you're going to connect that color to orange pop. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I am going to go back in and I'm going to add a little bit more of the tinted moisturizer to our skin, because the eyes are so dramatic. I just want to put a little bit more, not that much more product, but a little bit more product near my eyes. And let me put the cover back. And that's also going to help us clean up the eyes. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my big fluffy brush. I'm going to go into that neutral medium shade of pressed powder. And I'm just going to add a little bit to my face, just to add a little bit of warmth to it, so that we're not looking so white and pale. And like I said, I am no pro, guys, at like the fancy schmancy eye looks, but this is going to be like, you know, like I said, Halloween fun. And it's going to be, like I said, perfect if you're going to a Halloween party, whether you're in costume or not. So, okay, so now let's put the covers back on here, and let's get moving to the next step, which is going to be, I think we're going to do blush next. And I think I'm going to go in with the blush from the Peach Bite, because I don't want it to be too much, because our eyes are like, whoa. So we're going to just put some of that blush here for, and you could go in and contour if you wanted to, because after all, this is a Halloween look. I mean, like I said, I stress, you can wear this anytime if you want to. I mean, depends. There are girls that wear this type of makeup every single day. So you do you, boo. I wouldn't wear it for an everyday look, but I think it makes a beautiful Halloween look. I mean, I just think it's really pretty. It's very Halloweenish. Halloweenish? Yeah. Very Halloweenish. I am going to go back in with that yellow really quick, though. And just add a little bit more to this eye. I feel like it doesn't have enough yellow on this one. Let me just add a little bit. That's better. And again, guys, I apologize for not really talking as much through this video. I'm sorry. It's just it was taking all my concentration. Okay. So we've got blush. Now we're going to go in with some highlight, and I'm just going to use the highlight from that Peach Bite palette since we're already in it. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that right here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the other one because I don't think that this is enough. We need a little bit more. Just a little bit more, considering this is like a dramatic look. So let me go in with our highlighting palette, and I'm going to go in with that last shade right here, and we're going to go in with that one. And we'll put a little here. We're going to put a little down our face. And we really want to be glowing. And then what I'm going to do is just go in again with my brush, powder brush, and just make sure that's all blended nice. Now, if you wanted to, if that blush isn't enough, you could pop a little bit of blush from the 3-in-1 face palette. So you could go in with the blush from there. Pop a little bit. Just for some color on the cheeks if you wanted to add a little bit more color. Okay. And again, I just usually go in and blend with my brush. Okay, so now we are gonna go in with mascara. And I need that back again so that I can see what I am doing. And let's clean this out of the way. I have so much stuff in front of me right now, guys. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay. So we have our eyes, our face makeup on, which I feel my face still looks a little too light, but we're going to go with it. I don't want to be putting too dark of a powder on. So, all right, now we're going to go in with mascara, guys. And today I'm using the new mascara again, but I'm only going to use the length, okay? So I'm going to use just the silver cap. And that's what we're going to go in and use for today. This stuff is incredible, guys. Best mascara ever. And Pharmacy has a lot of amazing mascaras. But I'm telling you guys, this stuff is incredible. So I'm going to do length first and see if I want to go in with any volume. Since our eyes are so dramatic, we might need to go in with the volume. That's just length, guys. Now, one thing about this mascara, guys, it is amazing, but if you're not careful, it can get really messy. It's a very wet formula, and a lot of product comes out, especially when you are going into the volume part. So you have to go slow and you have to be careful. So be mindful of that, because it will get messy and you could get clumpy if you're not careful. So just keep that in mind. You want to go slow and take any excess product off. I would recommend doing that before going in on your lashes as far as the volume part of it. If you're doing just length, you really don't have to worry, because it gives the perfect amount of product on the length part. Okay. So I put on the length, but I think I am going to go in with a little bit of volume, just because the eye look is so like in your face. Okay, so now we're going to go in the volume, which is the pink cap. You're going to unscrew at the pink cap. And what I'm doing is I am just taking off some of that excess product and kind of just placing it back in the cylinder, because I do not want all of that on my brush. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the volume. And it's going to do just that. It's going to add volume and make your lashes look a lot thicker than what they are. Now, people have been doing it different ways. Some people add volume first and then go in with length. So it's up to you guys. You can go in whichever way you want. You can do volume then length, or length and then volume. Totally up to you. Now, my suggestion is, because this is such a insane mascara, I really think that one coat per thing is enough. Like one coat of length, one coat of volume, because I think that if you were to do more, it might get a little too much. Like you're gonna be like, holy moly. So for me, I think I would just definitely stick with one coat of length, one coat of volume. But you can add more. You can go in with second coats. Totally up to you. Another thing you could do is just tap it off on a paper towel. When you take the wand out, just tap it off. Don't rub it, but just like tap it. And that will also remove some of the excess product. Okay, so that's volume and length. Well, length and then volume. And it is definitely a buildable mascara. If you want lashes to God, you can go in with more coats. And then what I'm going to do is, since I have a little cloth, and it's clean. I just took it out of the washing machine. I'm just gonna wipe off the cylinder so that I don't make a mess. And then I'm gonna go in now with just the length and do my bottom lashes. The length gives you extreme length, but a more natural look. The volume is what really like makes this like outrageously good. It's just incredible. But lengthwise, I mean, the length part of it, it's incredible too. Definitely is going to give you that falsie look without ever having to put another pair of falsies on in your life. Okay, so that's just length. And but like I said, you definitely have to go slow with this mascara and just be mindful that it is a wetter formula, but so worth it. So worth it. It's $22.90 and worth every penny, guys. Every single penny. All right, and I'm going to go in with just a little bit of volume. Because my lower lashes are a little bit more sparse than the top. I'm just trying to separate that. But see, like I said, if you're not careful, they can come out looking a little clumpy as far as like the bottom lashes. So you do want to keep that in mind. And you can always like go in and just take a little, mascara brush and just take off a little bit of the excess if you want. Okay, so that's that. So now we have our mascara. Guys, it's insane. Look at that. It's insane. All right, now we're going to do a lip, and I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with Autumn Story because it's orange. And again, this is more of a, this is a Halloween look, guys. So, I mean, definitely at the beginning of the video, I was like, well, maybe this is going to be okay for an everyday look, like to go out, but I don't know about that. I think I'm sticking with, I think it's going to be more towards that Halloween look, whether you're going in costume or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a 09, and we're going to see what that brings us to, because I think Autumn Story might be a little bit too much. But I don't know if this is too brown. So I think I'm going to put this on first and then go on top with Autumn Story. put a little Autumn Story on. So this was 09. Now, Autumn Story is 12, number 12. And I'm going to put that on the center. And Autumn Story is a really pretty orange. It's really gorgeous. Now, if you dare to rock this eye look out as an everyday look, as an everyday makeup look, you could go with a more neutral lip if you wanted to. I think that would be probably, you'd be better off going with a very simple lip. Maybe skin or just a gloss. But I would definitely say probably stick with a more neutral lip if you were going to wear this actually out. So that's just my thoughts. But so this is the look, guys. Like I said, at first I was like, we might be able to wear this as an everyday like fall look, but I really don't know if it would take someone with a lot of confidence, I think, to wear this, rock this eye look as an everyday look. But for a Halloween look, whether you are dressed in a costume or you're just going to a party dressed in regular clothes, but you want to stand out and you want to celebrate Halloween, I think this is amazing. This is just, I think this came out really, really well. I'm very happy with it. I'm really pleased with the way it came out. So for the first time of ever trying to do a look like this, I'm pretty proud of myself. I really am. So you have that yellow golden shot in the inner corner. Then we transitioned to orange pop. And then we transitioned into the black from the Ultimate Smoky Trio. And in the crease, we did, I didn't even tell you what we used for our crease, did I? We used, I think it's Champagne. The number's not on here. I'm pretty sure this is Champagne. So that's our glitter liner. We used that in our crease. Then we used a mix of 06 and 012 on the lips. We used BeFit Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 02, and then we went over it with the pressed powder in 04 Neutral Medium. We used the blush from the Peach Bite palette and the 3-in-1 palette, and we used the highlighter from the Highlight palette. We used this one, and that is how we achieved this look. Now, if you wanted to take it a step more, you could do your brows. You could go in and just deepen up those brows a little bit, and that would also probably, let me see. Actually, let me just do that. Let me just add a little bit of dimension to the front of my brows and show you what it would be if you were to just fill those in a little bit. This is not a Pharmacy brow pencil. It is, it's the Tattoo Studio by Maybelline. I just really love this product a lot. Because it gives like hair-like strokes. So I really, really, I like that. Okay, so you can see. And then what I do is, usually what I'll do is I'll go in with my damp beauty blender and I'll just kind of tone it down a little bit, because I don't like a really strong brow. I just will go in and do it just to fill in that area. And then I just kind of will wipe some of that off. And then I go in with my spoolie, or you can use the brush from the mascara wand. And I just go in and kind of comb it through, so that it's not harsh looking. You know me, guys, I don't fill in my brows ever. So I like a natural looking brow. That's just preference, but because this is a more bold look, I just wanted to show you guys what it would look like if you were to fill in your brows. Because to me, I don't know, I don't like the look of my brows filled in. I'm just not used to it. I like my natural brow. But for the sake of the video, we filled them in. And I have very dark brows, so when I fill them in and I get a really thick brow, it really changes the whole look of my face, because my brows are so dark. So that's it, guys. That is the Halloween makeup look, part 1, step 1, not step 1, part 1, phase 1, whatever. The first of many Halloween looks to come. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you have any questions on how I did this, just message me, or you can rewind the video and just see, because I've mentioned everything that we used. I'll also try and link everything I used down in the description box. And as always, I hope you all have a great day and take a risk, guys. You know, create a look that's all your own, whether it be for Halloween, fall, whatever. Do a look out of your comfort zone and see how it comes out, because you just might be amazed at how it comes out. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Take care. Bye.